Well, originally, you said right here, it said that aftermath is a Gentile. So how did he switch along the way?
Well, there were various points in our history where there were Gentiles who became Jews, and there were Jews who left the faith and became Gentiles. So it changed at different times. So here in this case, but they're not talking about religion at this point, in my opinion. They're just talking about
No,
a place, definitely not in a lineage.
Exactly. Right.
How did those people get citizenship?
Well, there were a couple of different exiles from the it wasn't called the state of Israel then, but the region of Israel. You know, there was the there was the Babylonian exile in 586, and then right, and during the 10th century, the Babylonians exiled them in 586, and in 70 CE, the Romans exiled. So that was the biggest exile. That was the final exile till the reestablishment of Israel in 1948. So after that exile in 70, Jews dispersed all over the world. Many were carted off to Rome as slaves, actually, but a bunch of Jews, went to Arab countries where they lived until the Arabs kicked them out after the state of Israel was founded, and the different places in Europe also. So at some point, I don't know exactly when. I don't trace them that far back, but
According to when we dig into, like say like a Jewish encyclopedia and the empire of Khazarian comes up, who your top rabbis who constructed these encyclopedias have traced your lineage back to Khazaria, which is a dwelling place between the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea, and have noted that this is your original land and lineage, that this is the empire that you go back to. Also stating that in 740 AD, your people converted to quote-unquote Judaism, and then after the Khazarian Empire kind of, went down, began to migrate into Eastern Europe. And that's why I asked you that, okay? When you mentioned 70 CE, the true children of Israel that were left there when those Romans came in actually went into the interiors of Africa, that bigger part like you were speaking of. And that's how they got in there. This is why you have quote-unquote tribes that's dispersed throughout the continent of Africa.
I believe there are Jews who've been in Africa for many years too.
Right.
Just like there's Jews from Eastern Europe, there's Jews who've been in Africa for many years.
The reason with the discrepancy, the only reason why we even began the dialogue is the fact that when we look at historically, the children of Israel were a people of color, woolly hair, dark skin, from light brown to dark brown. Historically, your people have become known as the people of the book. That's a problem, historically. Now, we're not talking about the religion that you're taking on, but we're talking about the actual lineage of people. This is why the brothers went back to the table of nations to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? So what are your thoughts on the fact that ancient children of Israel were a people of color, and now you have a European people?
Well, it's a mix. It's not only European people. All of you got on a plane right now and you went to Israel and you walked around the state of Israel, you would see there's Jews of all kinds of colors. You see Jews who are black skinned, you see Jews who are brown skinned, you see Jews who are fairer skinned like me, Ashkenazi Jews. The Sephardi Jews, there are many Sephardi Jews who are very, dark skinned.
We trade that. They actually go back to Esau. But the thing is, the law of return, to come back and actually gain citizenship, you have to be a Jew according to your mother's side. So there's some stipulations there. So I guess there's certain people of color there, but to actually be recognized and so on and so forth, you have to have a so-called Jewish mother. Well, what for?
We don't proselytize.
But that's what they were chosen for, to teach the sons and daughters of Adam righteousness.
Correct. But there's a difference between teaching righteousness and making everyone a Jew. There's a difference.
What's the difference?
Well, the difference is that, as you know, Jews aren't the only ones who are righteous. There's plenty of good people in the world who aren't Jewish.
Get Psalms 147, 19.
And I'm going to give you 2 more minutes.
Okay, yeah, you good. That's good. We just wanted to dialogue. It's cool. But the thing is, that's why the real children of Israel were chosen to represent. This is how you're supposed to do on the earth. And for all the sons and daughters of Adam. Read that.
Psalm chapter 147, verse 19. he showed his word unto Jacob.
So the Most High, he told Israel, showed his word to Jacob. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
You see that? So he gave the word so they can go on and teach the other nations. So when you say we don't prophesy, that's saying, well, hey, we're not doing our job.
Well, but there's a different, you know, there are certain laws that nations who aren't Jews are supposed to keep. It's called the 7 Noahide laws. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
And that's in my book too. So those are things like, you know, very important things. You know, don't kill, don't steal. I mean, there are some very fundamental things.
What about the Sabbath? Are you supposed to be teaching the other nations to keep
Not according to our tradition. No.
Okay, let's see the Tanakh, and let's see, you know what I'm saying? Isaiah 52.
Isaiah chapter 56, in the first verse. Thus saith the Most High, keep you judgment, and do justice, for my salvation is near to come.
You see that? So we all looking for salvation, right? Every man is looking for salvation, right? Read on.
My righteousness to be revealed. Blessed is the man that doeth it, and the Son of Man that lay hold on it,
Read.
that keep the Sabbath from polluting it.
You see that? So we agree. We're supposed to be keeping the Sabbath. But notice what it says about the other nations. Read on.
And keep his hand from doing any evil. Neither let the son of the stranger.
So who?
The son of the
The
stranger.
people you're supposed to be proselytizing. Read on.
That have joined himself to the Most High. Speak, saying, the Most High hath utterly separated me from his people.
So the other nations is not supposed to say, I'm separated from the children of Israel. Why? Because you are chosen. If you're the people of the book, you're supposed to go and teach them the truth. Read.
Neither let the eunuch say, behold, I am a dry tree.
Read.
For thus saith the Most High unto the eunuch, that keep my Sabbath, and choose the things that please me,
Read.
and take hold of my covenant. Even unto them will I give in my house, and within my walls a place, and a name better than the sons and daughters. I will give them an everlasting name that should be cut off. That shall not be cut off. Also the sons of the strangers that joined themselves to the Most High, to serve him and to love the name of the Most High, to be his servant. Every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and takes hold of my covenant. Even them will I bring to my holy mountain, and make them joyful in my house of prayer. Their burnt offerings and their sacrifices shall be accepted upon my altar.
You see that? So you're supposed to be teaching them other nations. You're supposed to be keeping the Sabbath. If you want salvation, you want to deal with the kingdom that's getting ready to be set up, you're supposed to be
And
teaching
don't get me
them.
wrong. I think if everyone kept the Sabbath, you know, in a way that has integrity with who they are, I think the world would be a much better place. Don't get me wrong. But it's not. It's not something that we do impose or proselytize on other nations.
So who taught you not to proselytize? Who taught you that? Because obviously the book is saying that you're supposed to do that. So who taught you that?
Well, I mean, I just want to say, you know, with all due respect, there are sometimes issues of translation. Also, this is not in the original, you know, Hebrew language. I mean, it's a translation from the Hebrew. I mean, if I had the Hebrew, I could look at it and I could tell you what it said. But the bottom line is,
this is a Hebraic translation. It's more closer.
okay. But the bottom line is, I mean, I totally respect what you all are, what you're here to do, and you're here to get better and to do, you know, better things. And if you observe the Sabbath and you know, read this book and take it into your heart, then I mean, it's all good. It's all good. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. It's nice to meet you.
All right, shalom, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Johnny Brown. You know that? Just watched another episode of Dan Stevens. The true Hebrews, we out, man. Shalom.